Okay, 3 minutes past 11 this lovely Tuesday morning, 12th day of May 2026, and we have arrived. We have Wuchielad. How do they say it? My name, as always, is Mary Omeniwo. They call me the Slim Diva. You're most adorable.
And I am Judge Dawn.
Go to Facebook 100.7 Echo FM and see Dawn, the way she's shining. I don't understand. Is this golden hair or what do we call the color of this hair?
Blonde.
Blonde. Hey, issues. No, you're really looking good. You look, I don't know, you look like you just got yourself, just got back from a vacation or something.
That's where we're heading to.
So where do you want to go?
Seychelles.
Hawaii.
Yes.
Okay. No problem. We're going to work towards that. All right. Thank you so much, Barry Cosmos and DJ J-Boy, your one and only baddest DJs right here on the deck this morning. And together we'll make the next 45-50 minutes plus very interesting. So before we let the cat out of the bag, quickly, I'd like to make a brief announcement to tell everyone that this month's Ojezu Robodo will land at Avu, 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 in Owerri West local government area. And that name is synonymous with somebody that would always call him, my name is Kachisin Ekoha. I'm calling you from Avu, in Owerri West. My beautiful autonomous community. I'm
telling you.
The last Saturday of this month,
Yes.
Let's see how beautiful your autonomous community is. Kachisin, I don't know if you're listening.
If not.
If you know now. You will fall your hand, Woto. I pity you. Okay, so if you are from Avu, make it down to your community on the, I don't know if it's 23rd. I'm going to reconfirm the date, but that should be the last Saturday of the month of May. So try as much as possible to join the train that day, and trust me, you will not regret it, okay? Yeah. All right, let's go ahead with some update this morning. And this morning I stumbled on this particular one that has to do with HIV and how the cases are declining in the country. And according to reports, we are getting the information that from January till April 2026, Nigeria recorded a decline in reported HIV cases amid growing demand for lenacapavir, the newly introduced twice-yearly HIV prevention injection across several states. Now, the government has targeted 8 states. For the initial implementation of the program, with increasing demand from Nigerians as the HIV injection is administered once every 6 months and is used to treat and prevent HIV prevention or infection rather. Yeah. Now, the states where this HIV prevention program is being piloted includes Akwa Ibom, Anambra, Benue, Cross River, Ebonyi, Gombe, Kanu and Kwara, and as well the FCT. So let's see how this rolls out. But Don, you remember the day we talked about this?
Yes.
And we had to ask people, you know, how are you going to accept to be given the lenacapavir? And almost all of them said no. But from the information we are getting is really, it's moving very well. The demand has increased.
It will definitely increase.
It will increase.
Yes.
Okay, so if I hope this comes down to Imo now, because we were skeptical earlier, but they can bring it to Imo. So I know that a lot of people will be interested in getting this.
The possibility that some people have already started getting it since these states that you just rolled out now. You definitely have family members in Imo State. I was okay, get it for me. Let me see how it works since he said it's working.
Yes, so like Anambra and Ebonyi. They just rolled out the one of Ebonyi yesterday. So, well, let's see how this turns out. And I believe it's going to be a thing of joy if, as an adult, you are able to protect yourself from contracting HIV. Every 6 months, you just go get the injection, protect yourself, don't abuse it. That's another thing. And like we said that day, it might prevent you from contracting HIV. What of other STIs? I don't think it will stop that as well.
Yes, we did that.
Yes, so we have to be extremely cautious. Okay, and then another update that is very annoying, in as much as most of the time we try to talk about these things. The Nigerian National Association of Industrial Pharmacists, NAIP, has said Nigeria still depends heavily on imported medicines, despite years of government promises to strengthen local pharmaceutical production. Now, according to the association's national chairman, Bankole Ezebuilo, he disclosed this in a statement issued at the end of the 29th Annual National Conference and Training for the Pharmacists held in Ilorin, Kwara State a few days ago. Now, he said that the country imports more than 70% of its medicines, warning that the situation threatens national healthcare stability, economic sustainability, and exposes Nigerians to drug shortages during global crisis. Now, what is the solution? To reverse this, he called on the Nigerian government to declare a national emergency in pharmaceutical manufacturing and implement policies to position Nigeria as Africa's pharmaceutical production hub. It still goes back to local production. We have said this countless times. We have tried as much as possible to let people see the need, why they should, as a matter of fact, especially our scientists, right? We roll out or dole out lots of scientists from our higher institutions every year. And we keep saying these things. Do your research, even if it takes 5 years, even if it takes 10 years. Just go ahead, do those research and find out how this is going to help us improve our local manufacturing industries, especially medications and all of that. Imagine a country as big as Nigeria importing syringe, importing needles. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. However, we can recycle some plastic and all of those things and produce these things locally. You know, for the one of medications, I know that some of these materials are sourced, naturally. We have it in abundance. So why can't we just do these things and start to manufacture our own so that we don't depend on importation? Okay, with that said, let's go over to the topic for today. Done.
Okay, should I read it out?
Yeah, so, okay, go ahead.
The federal government has introduced stringent new measures to combat drug and substance abuse in secondary schools, including mandatory drug testing for students and temporary suspension for those who repeatedly test positive after undergoing treatment and rehabilitation procedures.
Okay, so what this is saying invariably is that as we speak right now, actually we're supposed to treat this topic yesterday, but due to one or two, issues, we couldn't make it down to the studio at exactly 11 yesterday. Our apologies for that. So what this simply means is that the federal government has mandated drug tests for secondary school students. Yes. They said this is going to help curb the issue of drug abuse in our secondary schools. And we have a lot of questions we are asking. Is this going to be acceptable by parents, by the student themselves? Do you think it's going to help in any way curb the issue of drug abuse? You know that the teenagers we have right now are very smart, right?
Very.
They might run those tests. They will not test positive. They come to school. They do their normal routine. You won't see them with one sachet of drug or anything. But the moment they go back home, the cycle continues. And then when they remember that, I'll be going back to school at 8 a.m., they cease to take any medication or any drug into their system. I don't know if you get me. So do you even think it is going to work out? But let's see. At the point to open up the phone lines to get your submissions this morning. Now, the information says that under the new policy, all newly admitted students in secondary schools will be subjected to compulsory drug integrity tests at the point of entry. So we are not talking about the older students now.
About new
intake, JSS 1. And what is it called? SS1. It depends. Most times you could have students getting admitted in any of the classes. So as long as they are new coming into the school, they will be mandated to undergo this series of drug tests. And then my point is it going to be annually? Is it going to be just at the point of entry? Or is it going to be every 6 months? I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
I think based on that research, they said something. They said that it would be something that the students wouldn't even expect. They would just come in and do it. The implementation is actually good, in all honesty. But I think they need to put some measures down as to how they would actually do it, because these teachers that are going to be involved, or whoever they're going to appoint to actually take out these measures, they have to make sure that these things are well taken out appropriately. If not, it will be abused. That's just it. But implementation is actually good, because we need to actually sensitize our students properly. Even as parents, most parents don't even know what their children do. So if this will actually go a long way to help students in schools, I'm up for it.
You're up for it. You're always up for it. Anything that has to do with education, Don speaks passionately about it. And okay, I understand. So to add to what Don said, right? They said in addition to entry-level screening, schools are expected to conduct periodic and impromptu drug tests for both new and returning students at least once every academic session. Help me, what does that mean?
That means it can be first term,
every term,
or it can be second term, or it can be at the end of third term.
Or at the end of third term. Okay. So, well, that particular document provides that all students and learners will undergo periodic drug tests as recommended by appropriate authorities. So if the Ministry of Health, Imo State, decides and says, okay, you know what, we are almost rounding off with, I don't know what term are we now, second term or third term, right?
Okay, second term.
Second term. You see now?
No, third term. It's third term.
Jeez.
We're done with Easter. It's third term.
Okay, whatever it is, whether second or third, I'm as confused as Don right now.
No.
Okay, so if the Ministry of Health in Imo decides and says, oh, okay, at the end of third term, before the resumption for a new session entirely, every student will be mandated to undergo this drug test. But there are a series of questions. People have raised the concern, such as, how long is this going to last? Is it something they just want to implement for implementation's sake and drop it? We have issues with implementation in this country.
Yes, no follow-up.
Yes, no follow-up. And then secondly, another concern from parents and citizens has to do with, the punishment. For instance, we have this culture in Nigeria. A child is caught stealing, right? Rather than maybe sit the child down. Everything is not about flogging and beating. Some children have gotten used to the hard flogging that you give to them.
I'm telling you.
There's a way you correct this child with love. Speak to that child. That child will know that, oh, okay, what I'm doing is actually not all, some.
That's what I wanted to say.
Some, don't misquote me, right? Some are so strong-headed. No matter what you do, it will not make a difference, okay? But my point in all of this is, now, some people who are over-religious, most of them are in the education sector. Now, the federal government has given the go-ahead, and they've said, go ahead and test these people. If they now discover that, for instance, the boy Toyin has got drugs in his system, rather than take him and find a way to rehabilitate him, they start to punish him. Why would you join bad friends? Understand what I'm saying? So some parents are of the opinion that it's going to make them even more scared. Yes. Some that have started abusing drugs already will not even want to go to school anymore. You can't stop. If they say they won't come to school, they won't come to school. They'll rather go to the streets and continue with indulging in alcoholism and hard drugs. How are we going to curb that? These are concerns that have been raised by parents and every other person. Some people have said, oh, rather than start with secondary school students, why don't we start with politicians?
But it's the truth anyway.
A lot of issues emanating from this particular, rule from the federal government.
Schools to have good counseling units. Some schools lack that. I'm not lying. A teacher is a counselor, a doctor, a nurse, a mother, a father. So we want schools to actually have good counseling units where these children, in as much as they may be tested positively, you don't need to broadcast it. You don't need to let people know that this is what this child is going through. Your job is to actually take that child to the appropriate unit and then give the child the needed, correction before that child can know that, okay, I'm actually indulging in this. I'm not supposed to do that. And it's done. And nobody hears about it. But in some schools these days, when a child does something, it's already in the air. everybody knows it, and that child will actually, recoil into his shell and will not want to come out because he or she has been caught in that particular
Very true.
act.
Very true. Don has said it all. So the document further explains that persons found to be positive to drug will undergo the initial intervention and treatment, and it shall also include counseling as might be found appropriate by the school authority. Now, another question I have.
Okay.
If a child repeatedly tests positive for drugs, what do we do to that child? Repeatedly. He has gone for rehabilitation the first time. They bring him back. He goes back again, indulges in drug. They bring, what do we do?
Thank God you said child. That is where the parents come in. You will not dump that child. That's just one thing. We are mothers now, so we know why our mothers did what they did during our own time. So since it's a child, we'll keep doing that. We'll keep correcting, we'll keep teaching constantly. When that child will change is when he or she has decided to say, I'm tired, I don't want to do this. The same thing with adults too. There are certain things we indulge in. The day we sit down and say we don't want to do this, immediately that change comes in. So we keep talking until that change takes root with that person involved, and then the person will actually do that. So we don't stop. You keep teaching.
Okay, we don't stop. We keep talking, and that's why we're lending our voices to other journalists and broadcasters in Nigeria, trying to let parents see the reason why this is an important policy. However, I would like to hear from you as well, to know what you think. The aim is to identify students who may need help. Some students, to tell you the truth, they've gone deep into drug abuse. They want to come out. They don't know how to come out. Some of them don't even know how to confide in their parents and guardians because they feel, if I go back and just tell my dad now, they will kill me.
Yes, it's the truth.
And then they recoil into their shell and they keep it to themselves. So, but if this is going to help in any way, I believe it will go a long way, right? And then it will help promote a safe and healthy school environment. And students who fail the first test will have to undergo counseling and then initial treatment and other things, interventions, like we said. So let's hear from people who want to know what you have to say on the issue this morning. Are you in support of what the federal government has just, mandated all secondary schools to, as a matter of urgency, incorporate this into their academic, what do you call it, calendar or whatever? Yes. Do you think it's going to hold water? Do you think it will go a long way in curbing the issue of substance abuse amongst adolescents and teenagers?
And the phone line to call is 0911 20022, 0707 454 1014.
Okay, the phone lines are beeping already.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Comrade Kayaba.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Permanent Secretary.
You're welcome, sir. Good morning to
Thank you very much. I do not support that policy.
Why?
What they are trying to do is to drag other children who are not involved in it to get involved.
Really?
And they don't even have the facility to handle it. If the boy is taking that and is not misbehaving, and he's not disturbing the school, why should the government go in and disturb the school? They can as well tell the citizens. We know many politicians who are drug addicts, but they are still managing their life and they haven't been disturbed. You see, there are certain things. I'm now over 80. I was one time a young man too. There are certain things you don't know that they exist, and when they tell you, you brush it off. But when the government goes advertising it, I don't know whether there's any other country where such an idea of going to take school boys and university boys exists. And what facility do they have even in the first instance? So somebody is looking for a way to mess up the country. It's just like they withdrew the fuel subsidy without thinking. And when some of us were saying, be careful, somebody even had the courage to say some of us should go back to school. They didn't know that some of us got our degrees over 50 years ago. So let them be careful in taking drugs to secondary school boys. What percentage is taking it that it has become concern of government to go and tell other people who don't even have idea that such things exist and who will never get involved to now get involved. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
What do they say when the elders speak? There's always a lot of wisdom.
Yes.
So he feels Comrade F.I. Agba is a retired permanent secretary. He comes here once in a while. And he would always want to contribute to issues like this. And he has said it clearly. He's not in support. And he gave his points. Do you agree? I was here saying, he's going to go a long way, done as well. And now he's coming from an elder. All right, let's hear from other people as well.
Okay, hello, good morning.
Good morning, Desmond Diva.
Good morning to you.
Good morning, the Dawn.
Good morning.
Once more.
Good morning.
Yeah, it's Amada calls from which is street in Owerri.
Ama, you're welcome. Go ahead, please.
Thank you very much. The Slim Doma, I support it totally.
Okay.
And how I wish it would be done beyond secondary school environment. The way our youth are presently involved in hard drug usage now is alarming. If you are a youth and you don't get involved in one hard drug or the other, you are termed a Juma. And if you don't belong to any secret code, you are nobody. And these two go hand in hand.
Okay.
So I totally support it, but it should go beyond the secondary school environment because almost 90% of our youth are involved in hard work today. That's my input. Ama from Uche Street.
Thank you so much, Ama.
Okay, thank you so much, Ama, for your contribution. It should go beyond the secondary schools and, if possible, primary school. That's what he's trying to say, to catch them young, because the rate at which kids, teenagers, adolescents are abusing substance, it's alarming. It's mind-blowing. That's what Ama just called in to say. Okay.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning to you. Welcome. What's your name?
Yeah, Charles from One Bank.
Okay, Charles, you're welcome.
I overheard some students, two students actually discussing about this, and they were saying it makes them to be strong. The other one says he comes from a long place, he treks to school. So with this work, he will have some energy and trek and go back home, The other one was saying he does some work after school to support his education. So I told them, so it's just to have energy. Is that why you are doing this work? So the other one interjected and said, they told us carbohydrate gives energy. I said, yes, but it's not a very reliable energy. You can get it immediately and crash. You can take pap in the morning and come to work. You start sleeping. Or you are supposed to be working. So what am I trying to say? I will focus on the complaints these two students gave me. And I want to tell them, carnivores, right?
Yes.
And animals that eat flesh, right?
Flesh, yes.
You see how strong they are, the lions and the cheetahs and all of them, right? Do they eat apple or take the drug to be that strong? Okay. You know herbivores, right? The ones that eat vegetables, right?
Plants, yeah.
Good, plants. Do you know that the strength of a goat is stronger than the strength of a human being? Do you know that? They can endure. They can endure. So these people eat grass and are very strong. The athletes of this world, they are very strong. Lions eat flesh. They are very strong. That means you as a human being, if you eat vegetables and meat alone or protein alone, don't you think you'll be strong?
See analysis,
so this is the
Charles.
this is the logic I gave them. I thank God they are science students and they seem to understand what I was saying.
Okay.
So we shouldn't underrate the place of nutrition in all of this. If you want to feel high, if you want to be strong, if you want to have stamina, eat properly. Not just load up one rice and then you think you have energy. Thank you.
Thank
you
you
so much, Charles.
Wow,
Thank
Charles
you.
has opened up her eyes again, and he says nutrition is key. I believe what Charles is trying to say is it goes beyond making rules as the federal government. It starts with you and I. For instance, he heard those students and he immediately started correcting them and tried to put in the right thoughts into their head, right? So imagine if I do that, Don also does it. Every other person goes the extra mile to try to talk to every teenager and adolescent that they see. I think it will go a long way. It's not just making rules. You make rules. These children will tell you we are not interested. You're not going to force them because they must go to school. We are looking for how these children would even go to school these days. Because some of them have grown up and they now believe that school is a scam, is of no use. Yes, I'm telling you. You will see a secondary school student telling you of what importance is it going to school. After all, I know of my neighbor who has 3 cars. He doesn't go anywhere. He stays. In fact, he's an undergraduate. And I'm like, wow. That's the mentality that our secondary school students have. If you do not know it now. And then some people will say, oh, it starts from the home. The parents should train their children. Parents will train these children and they go back into the society and they get retrained. The wrong way. So it's everybody's responsibility. Trust me, and that's what Charles is trying to say. Thank you, Charles.
Thank you. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. Comrade Efayaba again.
Oh, okay. Welcome.
People who are supporting it have not even addressed their mind to the cost of carrying that out. Just whether it will cause damage or not. 2, it's often said that prevention is better than cure. Is it not better to educate the children on the harm of these things so that those who are not already involved will not be involved than to say, go and test them? Do I remind you things we have done in this country by this popular acclamation that hasn't paid? We registered our telephone numbers so that armed robbers will be caught. Have they been caught? We registered our BVN so that there won't be any fraud. They are checking for ghost pensioners and even inconveniencing living people. Have they caught anybody? You see, this sentiment of popular sociology, people who want to be social scientists should go to university and study, or study privately, and not anything government says, they say is right. The cost-benefit analysis of what they want to do will destroy the country like the fuel subsidy. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Comrade F.I. Abba. And I believe we all heard what he said. Prevention is better than cure. And he's of the opinion that if we continue to sensitize these children, it will go a long way. However, too, I'm also of the opinion. See, we've been talking, Comrade F.I. Abba.
Thank you.
We have been talking, do you know how many years? Almost every year. For like 2-3 programs at a stretch, I invite NDLEA officers. We go to schools. There's nothing we don't do trying to sensitize these children. But let me shock you, sir, that I've seen secondary school students who have told me to my face, this is what gives me morale. Yes, go to the streets. 2026 is quite different from what it used to be in 1980. I know what I'm saying. People do these things openly. No regrets, no remorse. So what do? Do we keep talking and talking and talking? And they'll tell you, talk now, not be to talk. When you talk finish, you go rest. That's the society we have found ourselves. So that's the fear, Comrade F.I. Abba. Yes, prevention is better than cure. However, should we just be talking and talking and talking without action? I feel that if this is introduced, it will go a long way.
Well implemented.
Yes, and if it's well implemented, at least to curb it at that stage before they go into the higher institution. A child who is in secondary school knowing fully well that someday these people will come to school and they will run a drug test on me. If my father gets the results, my life is finished, that child will not try it in the first place.
And they won't tell you they're coming to do that.
And they won't tell you. Meanwhile, let's not forget that we are talking about substances as well.
Yeah.
Every young boy you see now goes around with a bottle of drink.
We said it here too.
Yes.
Sachet.
Check what is inside that bottle of drink. You think it's normal soft drink. It's not. It's a substance. So where do we start from? All right, keep your calls coming in. We are live on Facebook at Echo FM. Go right now, drop your comments, I'll read it out. And also send us a WhatsApp message as well on 0707 491 3436. 38 rather. Okay.
Okay, good morning, Slim Diva and Lady Dawn Daybreak. As important as the rules may look, I hope they will allow their children to or relatives go through such tests. If given the opportunity to say, they should start from the top, including the drug agency first. Prince Michael from the
Prince Michael, I'm not ready for you. This table you want to shake, I'm not even ready. But thank you so much. Making salient points, and they're saying that the children and their relatives should be involved, not just the children. I agree with you 100%. Good morning, the Slim Diva and Dawn Ekoma. My name is Barrister Blessing Ezekiah from World Bank Owerri. Speaking as a legal counselor, okay, in the educational sector, I believe the federal government's proposed drug testing policy for secondary schools may be the right idea introduced at the wrong time. Okay. While discouraging substance abuse among students is important, Nigeria's educational system is currently facing more urgent challenges such as insecurity, poor school facilities, shortage of teachers, rising dropout rates, and economic hardship affecting students and parents. Many schools still lack basic classrooms, laboratories, libraries, and proper counseling units. In this situation, many Nigerians may see compulsory drug testing as focusing on a less critical issue, while more pressing educational problems remain unresolved. There are also legal and administrative concerns surrounding students' privacy, possible stigmatization, and the reliability of testing procedures. Drug tests are not always conclusive, as there have been reports globally of sample manipulation and other methods that may affect the results. This could create room for disputes, intimidation, or abuse within the school system. Oh, this is lengthy. Okay. Another concern is financial accountability. Many citizens fear that huge amounts of public funds may be allocated for implementation and contracts tied to the program, while students still lack essential learning materials and infrastructure. Some people already believe this may become another avenue for unnecessary government spending. Okay. And the last part. Rather than placing heavy focus on testing, the government should invest more in guidance, counseling, mental health awareness, youth empowerment, and improving the quality of education. Sustainable solutions come from the prevention and proper support systems, not policies that may generate more controversies
than results.
Who is this person? We need you to come to this studio. You say you are a legal counselor in the educational sector. Please send us a message with your number, okay? It's very, very important. I'll need to invite you to come do more sensitization on this topic and every other thing that has to do with children. Thank you very much. Okay.
Okay. Good morning, Slim Diva and Don Ekoma. Okay, is it for us? Nasparu funds from Ikinebu. This new move by the federal government to introduce strict drug testing policies in secondary schools sounds like serious action, but many Nigerians feel it's the right thing at the wrong time. The country is facing massive economic hardship, insecurity, unemployment, collapsing education standards, and poor healthcare. Yet the government is placing major focus on an issue that is not even the biggest crisis in more secondary schools. Nobody is supporting drug abuse among students, but let's be realistic. Drug use at that level is still relatively limited compared to bigger problems affecting Nigerian youths daily. Many students are dropping out because of poverty. Some schools lack teachers and proper facilities, and insecurity is affecting education in several parts of the country. These are issues demanding urgent national attention. Another problem is that drug testing itself is not foolproof. Students can manipulate or alter results in different ways. Some reportedly use substances like eye drops in urine samples, excessive water intake, or other methods that can make results come out inconclusive or unreliable. So instead of solving the problem completely, the policy may end up creating another avenue for corruption, intimidation, and exploitation in schools. The government should focus more on proper counseling, youth empowerment, mental health awareness, quality education, and fighting the root causes pushing young people towards substance abuse.
Okay,
Thank you so
Sparrow
much,
Funds. Thank you. We have many writers.
Yes, and we love it.
Yet not discovered. So you can go on to become authors and write books,
Yes.
that would actually help people. I understand where everyone is coming from, but I also
Yeah.
have a concern.
Okay.
If the government, we are hopeful, right,
Yes.
that sometime in the nearest future, all of these issues will be a thing of the past. Unemployment, bad government, and all of that. Maybe we'll get to that point where politicians will now realize that stealing public funds is also hurting themselves and they stop it. I'm just saying.
We're praying for that.
Fine. What if we get to that point where everything aligns and everybody is happy, things are moving smoothly, the unemployed get jobs, businesses are, everywhere for people, money is in circulation. If we get to that point, and then the teenagers or adults at that time now start to have mental health issues, or I don't know how to put this now, as a result of substance abuse that they started when they were teenagers, is that going to make any impact?
It will be curbed.
It will be curbed.
Yes.
It will be curbed. Okay. No wahala. Education people have come for me. No problem. All right, let's go back to the phone
Hello,
lines.
good morning.
All right, and we lost that particular call. Please try as much as you can to call us back.
Hello, good morning.
Hello?
Hello.
The Dawn.
Yes.
The Dawn.
Yes.
The Dawn, I greet you.
I
How
greet
are
you
you?
too. Ade.
Happy New Week
And
to
you too. Happy New Week to you too.
Yeah, the commander of English. That is me.
Mike E.
Nobody they give me this new name. Now me give you.
You're welcome. You're welcome, Mike E.
Anybody will call them na fake. But original.
Thank you. Welcome. Go ahead.
Welcome, Mike
You know,
E.
if in the land, na echo. If you know the land, you know what is the lesson.
Yes,
Of course.
Echo na.
Yes.
Yes, now my key. They call you from Apapa. You know, so I just tune my radio now. So, but I just capture, pick some people, see what they are saying about maybe taking drugs. Maybe they will come and run tests. I think, am I right? See, for me, it's a good thing, maybe for taking this thing, maybe this drugs, everybody now, I can see both women and men, understand, taking. And it's getting out of hand. But for me, if you are me now, let me use myself an example now. Maybe they say they will come to my school to take the thing today. You know that I will not test it. You know that I will not test it. I say, if I test it, these people will know. I will not take it. If they come and test it and go, I will continue my thing.
That was what I said.
I don't know what to see. I don't know what to say. But what I have to say, if they want to be taking that thing, if you say, okay, maybe they come into the house and take it, I don't know, maybe it's going to be possible or not. Or maybe if you see the person on the road, or maybe just maybe if you suspect the person, you arrest the person and test it. Less it's like that, they can take it. But see, even if it's not like that, you can never catch anybody. So if they want to do it, they can do it.
Okay.
If they want to try to do it, they can do it like that.
All right.
But as I said before, if you want to come to my school and take it, I know that the EPOP is coming today. I will not take it. I will run. If you to go, I will continue to take my drugs. Maybe you know what I'm saying.
I get you. I don't get what you're saying.
So I
No.
love your program. You put it
Thank
right.
you.
Thank you.
Okay. No, I don't get what you're saying, Mike E. Okay, so but this is getting more dicey
Yes.
because I actually thought a lot of people would, embrace it.
Yes.
Well, if you just tune in, you're listening to Health Revolution right here on Echo FM 100.7, and myself and my co-host, we are talking about the new directive by the federal government to mandate all secondary schools to make drug tests compulsory for secondary school students, and then they will now decide on how to do it, if it's going to be annually, if it's going to be every term. They've not decided
they've
yet.
not decided.
So that's what we're talking about. Want to know if you're going to be accepting that, and if you're in support. If you're not in support, tell us why. Now, while discussing on this topic, a teenager
just
sent in a message. I want you to listen to what a teenager in that category is saying, so that for people who don't understand, he says, "Good morning, Echo FM. My name is Freedom from Amaram. It's a nice idea. But as a Nigerian youth, don't tell us to stop.
This is real.
I'm telling you now, coming from the mouth of a youth. In fact, I can see his profile picture. This is a young boy. And he says, don't tell us to stop. Practically tell us why to stop. There are two different things.
Yes.
Don't tell us to stop abusing substances. All you need to do is tell us why we need to stop abusing substances. And then he went on to say, many young men depend on drugs to service their anxiety, depression, etc. We, the teenagers, are disappointed in our government. Ew! Not be me talk amo.
Freedom, stop.
Freedom, stop. Please, stop. And then you're asking that we tell you why you need to stop. I want you to open your ear. Freedom, and every teenager that is listening at this time. Let us go to the negative effects of drug and substance abuse. So that is the why now we want to tell you. Okay,
number one, academic decline and failure. Drug use is strongly linked to lower grades, lack of motivation, increased absenteeism, and high dropout rates. Students often lose interest in school activities and struggle to concentrate in class. 2, mental health disorders. Abuse frequently results in severe emotional and psychological issues, including anxiety, depression, paranoia, and increased suicidal thoughts or attempts. And number 3, physical health damage. Short-term effects include dizziness, nausea, and lack of coordination, while long-term consequences can include severe respiratory issues, heart problems, brain damage, and weakened immune systems.
Wow. Okay, I hope you are listening. We are telling you the why now, why you need to stop. We are not forcing you. And saying you must stop. No, you are an adult, right? But we are now telling you why you need to stop. We also have behavioral and social issues. Students often display increased aggression. Have you seen a child who abuses substance or substances? Your dad is talking to you and you are looking him in the eye and you are telling him, you dare not talk to me. Small boy, where they born yesterday, they change your nappies. No fear. And you are aggressive to everybody around you. You start to fight, you start to bully people, and you start to destroy school properties. It can cause social isolation from positive peers and strained relationships with family members. Everybody will start to avoid you. Legal and disciplinary trouble. Abuse often leads to school suspension or expulsion and increases the risk of involvement in criminal activities such as stealing and violence. And then there is a high risk of overdose if you do not know. The prevalence of substances like, I don't want to mention, has caused a surge in overdose deaths among teenagers. We have told you. Now, there are commonly abused substances that people should be aware of. We have nicotine, marijuana, even prescription drugs that are prescribed in the hospitals, maybe for pain or for other things. They go and convert these things and they start to abuse them. I don't want to mention, the last time I had the PRO of NDLEA, Mrs. Ebere. God. What that lady said, even till today, I cannot even forget it. The substance that these people mix together, you start to get scared for the future of your child. And your children, especially the male children. She said what they do now, they mix all of these things together. They don't just take it one at a time now. They mix it together and start to gulp it down. And after taking it, they start to behave like zombies. And I don't understand.
I actually showed pictures on that.
Yes, I don't understand, really. So please, freedom, you are speaking for the youth.
Yes.
I understand you clearly, but we have told you clearly, giving you reasons why you should stop. Please, spread the word. Thank you.
Hello.
Okay, and we lost that particular call. More messages are coming. Let's go back to WhatsApp.
Okay, Dr. Mrs. Mma Olebara, in as much as this will curb substance abuse among students, but government comes up with laudable policies, but implementation is always the challenge. How prepared are schools as a visit to most schools in rural areas leaves one in tears as there are no functional libraries, no toilets, no healthcare systems, no computer in dilapidated buildings, and above all, no teachers. Let government do the right thing first.
Okay, she has said it all. No teachers, dilapidated structures here and there. Is that where you want to go and run the tests? When the roof is leaking and all of that. She's saying that we should address all of those issues. Thank you so much, our mommy, Dr. Mrs. Mma Olebara. There's this message I opened and somehow it seemed like I skipped it. Okay. Yes, good morning, the slimmest diva and Donero Ecoms. New name. My name is Ngozi from Oji. The way people turn people's names. Okay. And she says, I believe that most of the children must have learned it from adults. So let the test start from our politicians, from our parents, and even the clergy, pastors, because some clergy members behave like, I don't want to mention, that's an insult, right?
Yes.
After testing these adults, the children can now be involved because an adage says, when a mother goat is feeding, the kid will be learning from looking at her mouth. It shall be well with Echo FM.
Amen.
I say amen to that.
Yes.
And she has made a very important point.
Very, very one.
Okay. And then Freedom
has replied.
Freedom has replied me, he wants to give me woto. And he says, Ma, I do not abuse substances. I'm talking on behalf of my peers who are already dependent on drugs. They are in a toxic state already. Imagine sniffing sewage waste.
She said it that day.
Bam. Did you hear another one? No. We are not even talking about prescription. Freedom, you need to tell us more. Please,
Yes.
Don't be scared. I'm not going to reveal your identity, okay? Send more. Apart from sniffing sewage waste, what do? So human being go wake up for morning, bath, finish, chop. Go gutter. You know go chop. Empty stomach.
Nothing is food.
You go gutter. Go, what do they call it? The suck away pit, right? No, we have to talk about this. And you go and sniff waste into your system. How does that satisfy you?
Oh God.
How does that even make you high? That is insane, insanity. Freedom. Thank you for also telling us
so
this.
Much.
Okay, so I'm not attacking you, my boy. No, I'm only saying that you should help us. You're saying that we are in a toxic state already. I understand, but the change can begin with you now.
Yes,
because we're trying to open up your eyes. So spread the word to your peers. Thank you so much. We love you. Okay.
You.
All right. More calls.
No, good morning.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome.
Good morning. Good morning, gentle ladies on the studio. How are you today?
We're fine. You're welcome.
God bless you. God bless you people for saying all these things this morning. May God be with you.
Amen. Go ahead.
I'm Edu from Christchurch.
Okay.
No, thank you.
Mm.
You see this issue of the drug abuse of you are talking about now.
Yeah.
See, in this time around now, you look at the families now. When a father of two sons or three sons have been taking drugs in front of his children, what do you expect that those children will do? Then for schools now, when you see young boys now, young boys from 13 years, 17 years, you see them taking hard drugs. And some of them, when you see some of them taking mineral or any drink, you see that they are drinking ordinary mineral. But when you look at those drinks, you see that they are putting drugs inside it.
Mm-hmm.
Then when you look at those children, even in their homes, the mother will talk to them what they're supposed to do. Before you know what's happening, they slip up and start quarrel with the mother or slap the mother, even the father. They start beating. That is why. And our government are not helping us. And when you look at what is happening in this society, in this country now, you see that those boys are now that are not going to school or going from one school to another.
Try to summarize, please, okay? We're almost out of time.
Okay. So what I'm trying to say that for these children to be stopping this thing, it is left for the government and our you as we parents. I have children in my house.
Okay.
I have sons and daughters in my house. I know how I control them. Even to me, yeah, if some of my friends are telling me that I'm wicked. That upon the one things I do, I did not take a day for a cigarette or in their hand. I thank God for the life I have today.
All right.
But I want to tell you, I thank you. But today, if you go to the road, you see.
Oh, Edu, I'm so sorry. Okay.
Getting mad. Some of them getting mad. But I thank God for everything.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
He actually had a lot to say. Yeah. And we have more messages. Greetings, Slim Diva and Don Ekoma. Is still Barrister Blessing Ezekiah. This is what you see when placing a medical doctor at the head of the education ministry. It reflects a pattern of treating education as a political reward post rather than a technical sector that demands specialized expertise and long-term educational vision. In governance, especially in sensitive sector like education, leadership is expected to come with deep understanding of educational policy, curriculum development, institutional planning, and classroom realities. When that structure is replaced with political appointment considerations, it raises concerns about whether the sector is being managed based on technical competence or political convenience. And then she goes on to say that while professionals from any field can contribute meaningfully to governance, the education sector requires continuity, specialized training, and policy experience that directly aligns with the long-term challenges. Anything less risk weakening institutional focus and slowing down reforms that students and teachers urgently need. Thank you, Barrister. We appreciate you. Another message.
Bonjour, Mary and Princess Ekoma. Ejike Obunna is from the good people of Izombe. Mary, I really love your topic today. God bless you and keep it up.
God bless us. God bless us. I am not here alone.
Thank you
Don
very
is
much.
here. AGK, we love you right back. Okay, make I help una list the different type of highness I don't see. Okay. I don't want to mention brand name, but he says a particular soft drink with fermented sweet. There's this sweet that has menthol
in it.
He mentioned it, and he says they put the menthol into that soft drink, and boom, there is highness. There is codeine and wahala, laughing gas, glue. Okay, let's leave this.
I'm telling you.
No need to state this, but I appreciate you for typing. Wonderful.
Thank you.
6 highness where you don't see. You don't drop her here. And I cannot even read some of them. It is appalling. These are things that ordinarily your children will go to the kiosk to buy. And you will not know. Yes, they will, in your presence, they are drinking it and they are licking it, and you're asking yourself, oh, okay, it's just sweet. It's just soft drink. Owashi. Check very well. All right, we have to go, Don. I don't know if you have any last words before we run away.
Thank God our viewers,
listeners,
and our listeners, both viewers, both listeners, and those who have texted, you have said it all. It means that we all have a role to play, not only the teachers, we as parents, as communities, we all have a role to play in the life of every child we see around us. It's our duty to curb, to correct, and to position them in the right pattern. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And to summarize from my end, most of the time, we don't need big things to curb small things.
Yeah.
We can start with that small thing that we have to curb big things.
Yeah.
What am I trying to say? Growing up, even in my primary school, I went to a very good primary school. I remember in those days, we had a counseling unit.
Yeah, there's always a counseling unit.
Highly functional. Functional in the sense that any little problem, anything, in fact, anything that makes you cry, the first place you remember is the counseling unit.
Yeah.
So I feel that, yes, in as much as what the federal government is trying to do by introducing this policy to go a long way, but I have issues with implementation.
Yeah.
Yes, I have issues with manipulation of results.
Yeah.
Wealthy parents who would not want their kids or their teenagers to be exposed can manipulate these results. These are the challenges. So why not equip our schools better? equip the counseling units better.
Yeah.
The parents, the clergy, the teachers should be trained. They should learn, relearn, unlearn, so that they'll be well equipped and know how to speak and put all of these things in these children.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's everyone's collective. It's a collective effort.
Yeah.
It's not what certain group of people can do alone. If we come together, they say it's not just the parents that train a child. The community trains a child. The society trains a child. That's why I respect people like Dr. Mrs. Mma Olebara. They go round.
Yeah.
Anywhere you invite her, as long as it has to do with the child, she will go.
Yeah.
And she will help talk to those children. There are a lot of people who run NGOs.
Yeah.
This is when we need you the most. NDLEA, please don't just answer NDLEA.
Do the work.
Do the work. We have to go. Thank you so much.
You.
My name is Mary Omeniwo. They call me the Slim Diva. You're most adorable.
And I am Judge Dawn Akoma.
Thank you, J-Boy. Tomorrow we'll make a return with yet another entertaining topic at noon. We'll bring you the news. Don't go anywhere.
Up with the weights.
Good afternoon to you and welcome to the Global News at Noon right here on Echo FM 100.7 Owerri, the station with fair and balanced reporting. My name is Mary Omeniwo. They bring you the latest news and breaking stories around the world. Here are the headlines. Improve service quality or face sanctions. Federal government warns MTN, Airtel and Glo. Uzodinma pushes global partnerships under Tinubu's reforms. NNPC, NUPRC remits 322 billion naira, $116.9 million after Tinubu's order. ISIS moves operations to West Africa. U.S. warns. On the foreign scene, Trump brushes aside Taiwan's concerns ahead of Xi meeting. And on sports news, I haven't decided on my future, says LeBron James. Details shortly. And we start off with this one that says the head of the Nigerian National Office of the West African Examination Council, WAEC, Dr. Amos Josiah Dangote, has stated that the council has strengthened its computer-based examination system to prevent malpractice by ensuring that no two candidates receive the same sequence of questions during the ongoing 2026 West African Senior School Certificate Examination. Briefing journalists in Lagos, Dangote disclosed that the council has also refined its examination paper serialization system introduced in previous examinations, describing it as part of efforts to uphold the integrity of the examination process. He noted that the ongoing computer-based WAEC for secondary candidates, which commenced on April 21 with practical papers, would end on June 19, spanning 8 weeks and 3 days. The HNO noted that the growing acceptance of computer-based examination format followed the successful conduct of the maiden edition in 2025, adding that more schools, including offshore schools in neighboring countries, using the WAEC syllabus, had embraced the initiative. Dangote also confirmed that the National Identification Number (NIN) had been incorporated into the registration process in compliance with the federal government's directives. And back home, Governor of Imo State and Chairman of the Progressive Governors Forum, Hope Uzodinma, has urged foreign governments, investors, and development partners to deepen engagement with Nigeria. He stated that the economic reforms of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has stabilized the economy and opened new investment opportunities in the country. The governor stated that Nigeria was experiencing a steady economic recovery under the Renewed Hope agenda, driven by key reforms, including the removal of fuel subsidies and the floating of the naira. According to him, the reforms have improved fiscal stability, strengthened foreign reserves, boosted investor confidence, and enhanced the financial capacity of state governments to execute development projects. He also highlighted ongoing infrastructural expansion, tax reforms, student loan initiatives, growth in the digital economy, and strengthened security measures as indicators of progress under the current administration. Uzodinma urged the international community to sustain its collaboration with Nigeria across trade, development, investment, and democratic governance. And over now to Osun State, where the acting chairman of the National Union of Road Transport Workers in Osun State, Kazeem Oyewole, has denied allegations that he attempted to kill the son of the state governor, Adebayo Adeleke, popularly known as B-Red. In a recent statement released by the Osun State Commissioner for Information, Kolapo Alimi, the government claimed that B-Red escaped assassination attempts and linked the incident to hoodlums allegedly led by Oyewole, also known as Asiri Eniba. Alimi further stated that the incident happened in the Okefia area, a few meters from the Osun government house. Reacting to the allegations, Oyewole, who threatened to approach the court for redress, accused the state government of making false allegations against him. Oyewole, a chieftain of the All Progressives Congress in Osun State, however, called on President Bola Tinubu and the Inspector General of Police Olatunji Disu to protect him and his followers from further harassment by government officials. And in Kwara, the Kwara state government has completed the recruitment process for 10 medical doctors and 150 nurses and midwives as part of efforts to strengthen healthcare manpower and improve service delivery across the state. The executive secretary of the Kwara State Hospitals Management Board, Dr. Abdulrahim Malik, confirmed that all newly recruited personnel have successfully concluded their documentation and administrative procedures ahead of deployment. He directed the successful candidates to proceed to the administrative department of the board to collect their posting letters, noting that the exercise marks a critical step toward strengthening healthcare delivery in the state. The board further announced that the newly recruited healthcare workers are expected to resume duties at their respective places of assignment. It's 8 minutes past 12. If you just joined us, you are listening to the Global News at noon right here on Echo FM 100.7 Owerri. Here's a recap of the headlines. Improve service quality or face sanctions. Federal government wants MTN, Airtel, and Glo. Uzodinma pushes global partnerships under Tinubu's reforms. NNPC NUPRC remits 322 billion naira, $116.9 million after Tinubu's order. ISIS moves operations to West Africa, U.S. warns. Trump brushes aside Taiwan concerns ahead of Xi meeting. And on sports news, I haven't decided on my future, says LeBron James. We'll bring you details after this break. Stay tuned.
The United Nations Environment Programme in 2019 estimated that 1.27 million deaths were directly attributed to drug-resistant infections globally. It also estimates that by 2050, up to 10 million deaths could occur annually due to antimicrobial resistance. Antimicrobial resistance is an urgent global public health threat which occurs when bacteria, viruses, fungi, and parasites no longer respond to antimicrobial medicines, thereby making it difficult to treat infections, increasing the risk of disease spread and death. Together, we can eliminate antimicrobial resistance by working closely with a healthcare provider to discuss symptoms and decide on the appropriate medicine to treat any illness. Do not abuse antibiotics. Do not save old prescription drugs for use at a later time. Never take another person's prescription medication or share yours with them. Above all, do not self-medicate. This message is from Echo 100.7 FM.
You're welcome back. This is still the Global News at noon right here on Echo FM 100.7 Owerri. We'll now move over to the rest of the news. In business news, the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited (NNPCL) and the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission have remitted over 322 billion naira and $116.9 million into the Federation account within 2 months, following the implementation of Executive Order 9 signed in February 2026. Documents presented at the Federation's Account Allocation Committee meetings have shown. The documents obtained from presentations made by both agencies at the March and April FAAC meetings indicated that the remittances followed the federal government's directive mandating the full transfer of crude oil and gas revenues into the Federation's account. Executive Order 9, signed by President Bola Tinubu in February 2026, was introduced to strengthen transparency, improve revenue accountability, and boost inflows into the Federation's account at a time the government is grappling with fiscal pressures and rising expenditure demands. And over to the foreign scene, where the United States has identified Nigeria and Lake Chad Basin as critical fronts in the 2026 counter-terrorism strategy, warning that extremist groups operating across Africa remain a growing threat to global security. In the strategy document, the U.S. government stated that parts of Africa, including West Africa, the Sahel region, Lake Chad Basin, Mozambique, Sudan, and Somalia have witnessed a resurgence of terrorist activities following the collapse of ISIS strongholds in Iraq and Syria. The document noted that remnants of the Islamic State and affiliated jihadist groups had relocated to Africa and Central Asia, exploiting ungoverned spaces and weak security structures. The U.S. therefore noted that its major objective in Africa will be to prevent extremist groups from establishing operational bases capable of launching attacks attacks against American interests. According to the strategy, Washington would continue rebuilding bilateral counter-terrorism relations with African governments while reducing direct military deployments on the continent. Referencing Nigeria specifically, the document praised the recent actions taken by President Donald Trump over attacks on Christians in the country. And still on the foreign scene, President Donald Trump has stated that he is ready to discuss U.S. arms sales to Taiwan during his visit to Beijing this week, as he suggested his personal chemistry with counterpart Xi Jinping will prevent a Chinese invasion of the island. The White House confirmed that Trump will bring along top U.S. executives, including Elon Musk and Tim Cook, for a trip expected to focus heavily on the U.S. president's hopes to ramp up trade. China has stated that it hopes to achieve greater stability between the world's two largest economies during the visit, which will last through Wednesday and Friday, the first by a U.S. president since Trump went in 2017. And in the world of sports this afternoon, LeBron James has stated that he will take time to consider his future after the Los Angeles Lakers were swept out of the NBA playoffs by Oklahoma City in what could turn out to be the final game of his career. James, who is 41, delivered a typically defiant performance with 24 points and 12 rebounds. But it was not enough to prevent the Lakers from falling 115 to 110 as the Thunder completed a 4-0 sweep in the Western Conference semi-final series. The four-time NBA champion is now out of contract with the Lakers and will head into the off-season as a free agent with uncertainty swirling around his future. Some reports have indicated James is ready to extend with the Lakers for what will be a 24th season in the NBA, while others have suggested that he may consider heading elsewhere or finally decide to retire from the sport. Whatever James decides, the veteran superstar feels that he has nothing left to prove after a career that has included a plethora of milestones and records that may never be broken. And that's all for the Global News at Noon this afternoon, brought to you by our news desk. For more information and inquiries, visit our social media platforms on Facebook at Echo FM, X at Echo FM_Owerri, Instagram at Echo FM 100.7 and YouTube at Echo FM 100.7. You can listen to us anywhere in the world by visiting www.echofm.net. That is www.echofm.net. My name is Mary Omeniwode. Thank you for listening. Good afternoon to you.